I'm here with Bill Hudson. He needs no introduction, but I'm going to give one anyways. He's here tonight at ProgPower, night number 1, playing with Doro on stage, the headlining. How does it feel to be back at ProgPower?
It's awesome. It's one of my favorite festivals in the world. It really is. And I'm not just saying that, they know it. 7th time I've been here since 2007. So really cool. I actually got the gig playing with Doro here. The first show I did with Doro was a fill-in here at ProgPower in 2019. Chris Caffrey was supposed to play. He got hurt, and I ended up filling in. And here I am back a few years later. Really cool.
How's that been a ride for you? Like, it's been a long time from that show to where you are today. Do you take some time to look back and reflect on those early days of Bill Hudson?
Oh, that's one of the things I tell people, man. It's like, don't ever look back unless it's to see how far you've come. And I do. I reflect on it a lot, especially being here at ProgPower, because, every year I was here, at that point it was a dream to be here. But then every time I came in a better position. Like the first time with my band Celador in 2007, we were the first band on the first day. We're opening, we're happy to be here, and now we're headlining. I've headlined the last day with John Oliva as well. So yeah, it's definitely good to see that your efforts are paying off.
Now, the big question is, when are we going to see NorthTale playing here?
Well, that's a very good question. When is this going to air?
The week after the festival is finished.
Oh, then by the time this airs, you already know that you will be seeing us next year. But right now, before it airs, we don't know that. So in the future, we will have known it. So yeah, we'll be here in 2024. Holy shit, time is flying.
Is that exciting for you? Because one thing is for you to play here with Doro, which is great. I mean, you're playing a headlining set, you're headlining the day one, but to be here with your baby, with NorthTale, like, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it means the world, man. And honestly, that is a show that's been negotiated for years. To be honest, me and Milton, the promoter of the day that we're playing, we've been friends, gosh, for 15 years or something. In fact, I like telling people this, that in 2008, Milton was here as a fan, and I was playing, and I actually snuck him in backstage before he was a promoter, before he had nothing to do with the festival, just as my friend. And he was there before NorthTale existed. He heard the very first demos. So it was always a thing that when I have my power metal band, I'm going to play your day at ProgPower. So we actually negotiated this, I want to say, in 2017, but for different reasons over the years it didn't work. Of course, there was the pandemic, which 2 years the festival didn't happen. And then last year, I was going to be, I think last year or the year before, whatever it was, I was going to be on tour. I couldn't be here, So to me, it's going to be one of those moments like, like headlining Wacken, like playing the stadium in Brazil. It's one of those important moments. Being here with NorthTale is definitely something I'm looking forward to a lot.
In the modern day of metal that we're living in, I think you're not only one of the best guitar players out there, you're one of the most versatile guitar players out there, considering all the bands that you play with, all the projects that you get involved with. Do you have like a slot of microchips in your brain that you remove one and you insert the other, depending on what band you're hitting the stage with?
That's funny. I just had a similar conversation with Herman from Dragon Force about that. He was like, how do you remember all these songs? And I honestly, I feel that that's my superpower because, I'm not gonna lie, man. I wanted, like, when I started playing guitar, I wanted to become like a guitar hero, a shredder, to have an instrumental record. I was a fan of Marty Friedman, Paul Gilbert, Steve Vai, Yngwie. I had an Yngwie tribute band. But my career never went in that direction. No matter what I did, I never ended up being that guitar hero of that kind. But whenever I was joining bands and playing other people's material and doing that well, that has worked for me. So, and it's very effortless. I couldn't tell you how I remember. I couldn't tell you how I make this song sound, because every band I play with, I get, I never heard this song played this good. Like I couldn't tell you how that happens. It really is, and I don't practice a whole lot either. I practice to learn this song, But, you know, like I'm playing with Doro here, I haven't practiced these songs until we rehearsed earlier today. You know, I was playing with I Am Orbit. And then tomorrow I'm going back out on tour with I Am Orbit. And the next thing we do is NorthTale in Japan. I haven't touched my guitar yet on that, you know. It just somehow, that's my superpower. I know a lot of songs, you know. It's interesting because I want to throw this out there because it is an ironic tidbit. My mom is not a professional singer, but she loves just singing with people, singing at home. And I've never met anyone who knows lyrics to more music than my mom. She knows the lyrics to any song, any folk unknown Brazilian song from the 30s, she knows the lyrics to. And I tell my mom, like, I worked with very famous singers who don't know their own lyrics. How do you know all these, you know? But she doesn't know. She's like, that's just my superpower, you know? I think knowing songs on guitar is mine, you know?
When the phone rings and it's a fellow musician and you know that they're perhaps putting a band together, do you let it go to voicemail because you're like, okay, my schedule is full? Or you're always willing to pick up and hear what people have to say?
Oh, I'm always willing to pick up and hear what they have to say because, you know, I'm very vocal about musicians not letting themselves get fucked over, you know. So, you know, in our industry, there's a lot of snakes. There's a lot of people that will say, oh, you know, I used to work with this big label, but now I have a smaller label. And, you know, if you just make me some demos, you know, I'll make something happen in the future. That's all bullshit. Any guy that comes, you know, like, or like the worst are the singer guys. You know, I'm a singer. I'm putting a band together around me for this label. I just need you guys to do all the work, and I'm going to shop it to the label. That's bullshit. But at this point in my career, I have to say that most of the offers I get are good, are legit, I should say. But most of the time, if I cannot take a gig, it's because, honestly, because I don't have time. Like, I just got a really, really awesome offer to do a tour. Unfortunately, I can't say what it is, but it's a pretty big classic metal band, like, you know, and one of my good friends from Florida is playing drums for them, and I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. But the problem is I'm on tour with I Am Orbit, you know, during that run. So right now I'm lucky that most of the offers I get are good. I'm willing to listen to everybody, but I'm also not one to take anything that isn't good for me, you know, like, all the time I get, hey man, will you come play guitar for us, or will you come do a solo for us? We don't really have a lot of money. We have, you know, $200. You want to do it? No. Oh man, come on, you gotta help us out. No, I don't. You know, this is my business. So I'm lucky. Right now I've been getting good offers. I hope it stays that way.
I know you're in a project with Tommy. You guys played some gigs. You got some stuff going on. How has that been, that experience? Because that's pretty much a super group. I don't care what you say or anybody says. That is a legit super group.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they're going to do 2 shows without me because, again, the schedule, you know, I'm going to be in Japan and in China, and there are going to be a couple of shows. It's awesome. I mean, this Tommy thing is a long time coming. You know, we had Westfield Massacre in 2014, right when he left Divine Heresy. It's really me, Tommy, and Tim. You know, the 3 of us have been doing a lot of things. And but then we did the Bleed the Fifth record. We recorded guitars. Me and Mark Rizzo replayed all the guitars, and it was the LA show was awesome. It was really good. The band was so tight because we all practiced a lot, you know. But it hasn't been full time yet. So Tommy is like I said, he's playing Orlando and Arizona, and I think he's playing LA too, and I can't do it. But it's been good, man. It's as far as like, I don't know if I would call it a super group, but it's definitely an amazing band. You know, like jamming with those guys is ridiculous because we're playing all these intricate parts and it sounds so good and so tight. You know, Tim is one of the best drummers I've ever played with, you know, so it's really cool.
Is there a band out there that if they called you and they said, we want to hire you for a tour or for a record, and regardless of what conflicts you have on your schedule, that's kind of the band that you could not say no to?
Oh, there's lots of them. Halloween, you know, Maiden, Metallica. They can call me anytime. I'll go do it, you know. I guess the most realistic one would be Halloween. They know. Everyone in that band and organization knows. Anyone goes down, please call me. Oh, but they probably call some German guy. but yeah, man. I mean, There's lots of bands and artists that I still would like to work with just because I'm a fan, regardless of the financial side. But yeah, man, you know, of these favorite bands of mine, anything Kai Hansen's ever done, or like Dream Theater, I don't know, any band like that, they can call me. I'll be there the next day, and I'll do it better than any other person auditioning too.
Oh, that's 100%. I can personally guarantee that. Now, let me ask you this: you have such an incredible career. You're, like I said, incredible guitar player. Are you a little bit jaded now towards the business? Because one thing is when you're on the outside looking in and you have your dreams and hopes, and the other thing is when you're on the inside and you start to see what's going on behind the smoke screens and everything else. Do you become a little bit jaded with time?
100%. This business fucking sucks. It really does, man. I hate everything about the business of music. I've learned to navigate it. I've learned to be toxic enough back to it, you know what I mean? I've learned to stand my ground, which is a thing you really need to do in this business. But I learned that everyone is a douchebag. Even someone who's a really close friend will stab you in the back if they have to. You know, that's just the way it is. And but I mean, I don't know if jaded is the right word, because I mean, I'm not avoiding it, you know what I mean? I'm not, oh, I don't want to be here because of this and that. I just know where I'm stepping, you know? Everybody's an asshole, everybody's out for themselves, so, you know, as long as you know that, you won't be heartbroken, you won't be disappointed. That's
one last thing. So just to remind everybody, next year, NorthTale, Day 2, ProgPower, 23 years of ProgPower. Are you already in your mind putting together what set list fans can expect from NorthTale? I know people are excited to see you guys play on this side of the Atlantic.
Oh yeah, man. There's songs, you know, that are meaningful. Again, because me and the promoter have been friends for so long, and that I will be on the set, you know, things. We have a specific song that we never played live, that I wrote for a drummer that used to work with me in Circle to Circle, Adam Sagan. He was a really good friend of us and Milton. He passed away, and when he passed away, I was writing this song. It's called If Angels Are Real, on the first album. And I was writing when he passed away, so I ended up writing the song about him. Milton introduced me to this guy. We were really all good friends. So that song is going to be on the set. We never played it live. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I still don't know what all the other bands are. So depending on who else is here, I'm going to pull some guests on stage to play with us. You know, that's the benefit of knowing all these people. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a very special set. It's going to be different than what we're doing in Europe, different than what we're doing in Japan, for sure.
Bill, thank you very much for your time. You're always a gentleman. Dude, you're the only person that's ever did an interview with me that started off before the band went on stage and continue after you finished your set. You were touring with, I believe, with Doro in Europe, and in the UK. We started the interview after sound check. You went to play the show, and then you came back and you connected with me again, and we continue after. Nobody's ever done that. That tells me what kind of a gentleman you are. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, man. You're the best.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for all your help over the years. Thank you for the space you've given to NorthTale too. And yeah, anytime you want to chat with me, I'm here, my friend. And thank you for watching.
And don't forget, buy tickets for next year and come and check out these guys on Day 2. That's really important.
Absolutely.
See ya.